All right, the last application I'd like to show you here is Illustrator, and this is our vector-based program. And with the text and adding some graphics potentially to a background image, however, if we're just building assets here, there's oftentimes, this is where having a color palette is very important, that we can recognize that whatever color palette we build is compatible from a printing perspective, making sure that we are in 1-2 point increments, and we're not looking at trying to mix if we are creating a CMYK color, that it is compatible for the press. We'll address that in our print technology modules. Right now, what I'd like you to focus on, again, I'm going to go to my eyedropper, so keyboard shortcut I for eyedropper, and going to just sample some of the colors here. And as I sample, if you look up here in my color guide, right here I have my color swatch palette. And my color swatch palette is consistent in all of the palettes, or all of the programs. What's nice about this color guide, which is a feature here in Illustrator, is that it gives us all the color themes, the standard color themes that we're comfortable and are familiar with. If you're not comfortable creating a color palette, this is a great way to come up and create the palette that you can bring in. So there's a triad. Kind of like that. That was just a color. Let me grab another color down here, something that's a little bit more vibrant, and let's get in and have a look, see what we can get. It's my split complementary. It's a pretty vibrant analogous. Let me get into maybe a little bit more. These are a little bit of a washed out. And so any of these, let me just go ahead and grab this high contrast one is kind of nice. Let's work with that for a bit. So let's move this now at the very bottom icon, save color group to swatch palette. See that it populates right away into my swatch palette. From there, I can load this into my library, okay, into my cloud library. Drops it in right here. However, if I'm in a situation that I don't have access to my Adobe account and I can't log on, similar to what we experience in the computer labs at the college, what I would suggest you do is go back to the old way, and this is just a nice format to have as a collection, and that's your ASE Adobe Swatch Exchange. And I'm going to just call this Bubbles, and I'm going to save it on my desktop. And I'll replace it from an old one. It's telling me that there's patterns and tints that are not exchangeable. We're going to have a look as we now see what patterns we're bringing in. There's no tints in this variety, so let's we should get a full palette in. So that's Illustrator. Really a great way to identify pretty quickly with some color. And again, so if I grab some of these icons and just use, let's go with a nice light one and then go a little bit darker on the text. That works quite nicely. Okay, thank you.